Hi, my name is Chip Tippman. I'm here to demonstrate the Xtreme Steam steamer. The first thing you're going to want to do after you have it plugged in is make sure you have a 4-inch deep steam table pan underneath the unit. There are rails there, it just slides in. Make sure you get that under there because a lot of times you'll have two units stacked on top of each other and there's some condensate water that runs out of the bottom. You don't want that condensate water to run onto the next unit, so make sure you get a 4-inch deep steam table pan under there. Make sure you use a 4-inch deep pan, not a 2-inch deep pan, because a 2-inch deep pan won't hold all the water at the end of the day when you drain it out. You're going to want to make sure that the drain valve here is in the off position. Then you open the door and you pour 3 gallons of water directly into the chamber. Now it holds 3 gallons of water. It's not critical that you get exactly 3 gallons in there. But you'll always want to keep it above 1.5 or 2 gallons. So you've got to keep an eye on the water level throughout the day. Shut the door. To preheat the unit, just turn the unit on, then set your timer to 15 minutes. It should take a little less than 15 minutes. If it's a 6 kilowatt unit, it'll take 15 minutes to preheat. If you have an 8 or a 12 kilowatt unit, it'll preheat a little quicker. You'll be able to tell that the unit is preheated a couple different ways. You can look at the temperature gauge. Once it gets up to about 190 or 200 degrees, it's preheated. Or the heater cycles on and off. Once you see the heater cycle off, that means it's up to temperature. To cook with the unit, just open the door. The unit holds 6 of the 2-inch deep full-size pans or 4 of the 4-inch deep full-size pans or any combination thereof. For the demonstration, I'll just use one of each. Just load your food in there, shut the door, and then set the timer to the desired cook time. If you want to continuously cook, turn it all the way around to the untimed cook, and that'll just keep it in the cook mode indefinitely. When the timer runs out, a buzzer will go off. When the buzzer goes off, it switches over to the hold mode. You'll want to just set that down as soon as you hear the beeper. Take your food back out. It's important to note too, some of the other units, you have to turn the unit off to open the door. With the Xtreme Steam, it's not necessary to turn the unit off. You can, while the unit is cooking, you can go ahead and open the unit up and shut it. If you're opening it up while you're cooking, make sure you don't get your head in there or don't get too close because there will be live steam while it's cooking. If you're going to be holding, you're going to want to turn it back to between 160 and 180 degrees. If you're not going to be using the unit to hold, if you're just going to be cooking with it, set it to 200 degrees and just leave it at 200 degrees. That way it'll recover quicker. When you're between batches, it'll only go down to 200 degrees and you'll be ready to cook. If you might have a unit that doesn't have this thermostat, if you don't have the thermostat, it's already preset. It's because you're probably using it just to cook. One thing I'd like to emphasize is that you visually keep an eye on your water level. You don't want your water to run out. If the water does run out, the add water light will come on and then a buzzer will go off. Don't use the add water light as a reminder to add water. What you want to do that after you get the add water light on, that means that it's gotten too hot. You want to just continually keep an eye on the water and keep the water level up. If the water does run out and the add water light comes on, if you don't put water in there, eventually the unit will shut off. It's got an overtemp switch. It'll shut off and you have to wait. You'll have to put cold water in there and wait to turn the unit back on. At the end of the day, when you're done cooking, simply turn the unit off. Let the water cool if you have time, and then drain the water. Use the drain valve. Drain the remaining water into the 4-inch deep pan. Take a normal kitchen towel and wipe the bottom out. Wipe it dry. It's important that you do this every night because whatever minerals were in the water, you're pushing those out at the end of the day. and then leave the door open. Don't shut the door. Leave it open overnight. If you have any questions, there's an 800 number right here on the front of the door. Just give us a call and we'd be glad to help.